Yeah. You gotta take your shoes off, baby.
Hello and welcome. I'm really excited in this video to share with you my top tips for healthy, joyful, simple travel with a toddler or infant. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tumi. I am a dancer and a poet and a medical doctor, and I help people achieve and sustain their desired optimal well-being through my healing dances and through my expertise as a holistic physician. On this channel, I love creating videos around raw veganism, holistic health tips in general, voluntary simplicity, which this video is all about, and a lot of dance. If any of that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing down below if you're not already, and definitely click the notifications bell next to it so you know when a new video of mine comes up. So, in this video, all about travel with an infant or toddler. I do want to say that if you don't have an infant or toddler or don't travel with one, this video can still be of real, I think, support and use to you, because one of my biggest takeaways in this video is that it shouldn't be so far from you traveling and packing for yourself, thinking about travel for yourself. So here are my top tips. So to give you a backstory, just so you can get context of my experience, is that I'm a mama of a 2.5-year-old little boy. And me and my sweetheart, before our little one Sky was born, were traveling full time for about 5 years. I just have a duffel bag when I travel, and my sweetheart has a backpack, and our little one has his little backpack. So we love traveling. We have a home base that we adore in the Canary Islands, but we love to travel to see our loved ones all over the world. Sky, my little one, took his first trip internationally on plane when he was about 18 months old. Is that true? Yeah. He took a ferry when he was about 6 months old, but plane travel up around 18 months old. And then we just came back from about 3.5 months abroad, traveling all over the place. And he was about 2.5 when we did that. So that's the context. And we don't check luggage in. We are really into voluntary simplicity and minimalist travel. My first tip around traveling minimally, but easily and joyfully with a toddler, is packing. Pack with a sense of intention, thinking about what you really need and what your little one really needs and loves. Needs and loves. I'm going to reference one of my past videos, which is Everything I Own Fits Here. That's the name of the video if you want to look for it. I will also leave a link to that either at the end of this video or in the description box below. I think that's a really great video as a foundation for how I think about putting everything I own into a duffel bag. That's not this video. I'm not asking you to pack everything you own, but it's a good video on kind of my process of deciding what's that important to me for traveling. And so I encourage you to think about that. What's really vital for healthy travel for you, your family, and your little one? And definitely include those things that just bring your little one, your child, joy. And so I definitely thought about that when I was packing for Sky and for us. So this includes things like thinking about his diapers. We practice elimination communication. Elimination communication really accelerated the potty training process for us. So Sky only uses a night diaper at this point. He's been diaper free during the daytime for several months. I think almost a year at this point. And the night diaper is only used because he still breastfeeds a little bit at nighttime and needs a night diaper. But he has the cues. He's able to ask for if he needs to use the potty. He actually uses the toilet at this point. He has not used the potty since our last travel. So we didn't actually pack a potty for the last travel. And we packed about 4 diapers and pull-ups. We've had these diapers since birth. So we use reusable diapers for the environment, and we appreciate them, and they've lasted for so long. So we packed about 4 of these and a few pull-ups. And I'll be honest with you, the pull-ups were not a big help in our travel this time. we found that the diapers were what he really needed for nighttime and also for sleep on the plane. And the pull-ups did not hold the fluid, the liquid, the pee as much as I would have liked to. So packing diapers that are easy to access. We put this on my hand luggage, my hand carry-on. Again, we don't check in any luggage, but I have like my shoulder bag, and then I have my duffel bag that I usually put in the airplane cabin on top. And so I would keep at least one diaper, usually just one diaper in my hand luggage, and the rest of our rest of our stuff in the luggage above, that my duffel bag that I put in the airplane cabin above. I hope that makes sense. Sky also had a teeny little backpack that he loved to carry himself. So I think also checking with your child about what he's excited to pack. So we packed a few crayons. He loves to draw, definitely his journal for drawing in. And I think one of his favorite toys, just a small toy. And then Manda Panda, which is his stuffed animal that he loves to cuddle with. That's all that went into his backpack. It was really light. I will get to food in a second, but food is so vital to pack also in your shoulder bag or your backpack that you'll have with you on the airplane if you're taking an airplane that's easy access. I'm just doing some post-editing work right now and jumping on to say that if you want a video on all the items we packed for myself and our little one, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you. It's also vital, I think, to have a lot of cleanup cloths, I call them. So these are rags that I just make from old clothes that are falling apart. This is my way of reusing clothes. I make rags out of them, and these are really wonderful for spills or for cleaning after food or things like that, and keeping that also in my shoulder bag is really helpful. So just smart packing that is individualized, that is really honors what you're excited to pack, what your child is excited to pack, and really is minimized in terms of stuff. My number 2 tip is food. Food is so important. It's how we nourish ourselves physically, right? So packing food that your child loves, not just that is healthy, but they love. Sky was really into blueberries, and so we made sure that we packed blueberries. I say he still is, but he goes through phases of different things. So we packed really calorie-dense, nutrient-dense food like avocados and bananas, but we also packed foods that just he loves, blueberries, and then he got into this tomato sauce phase after Mexico, so we packed a little thing of tomato sauce also for him that we made. So packing food that they love is so helpful because it can be entertaining for them. It breaks up the monotony sometimes of travel, and it nourishes them. If you've known me from past videos, you know that I usually fast during my airplane travels, especially the long travels. It feels really helpful for my circadian rhythm, really restful for my digestive system. As a breastfeeding mama, though, it's been helpful for me not to just do water fasting, but to do juice fasting or really water-rich fruit. So I'll pack for myself these days. I packed in this recent travel things like apples. What else did we pack? Melon even that I had in the airport. So things like that, and then keeping hydrated on the plane with water. So that's how I ate. And then for my little one, lots of nutrient-dense food, including food he loves. We also made a big point to, again, eat things in the airport that would hydrate us, that felt really good. And then we also made a point to, when we got to our places of arrival, to go to places like this one that were full of delicious fruits and vegetables and juices that we could hydrate and nourish ourselves with. So my second tip is definitely packing foods that you love, that are healthy, and that will make the airplane travel or the bus travel or whatever type of travel more easeful and healthy for you. And then having places at the point of arrival that you can go to and nourish yourself, your whole family with, healthily. That's my number 2 tip. So my number 3 tip is like a travel hack, but I found it to be so helpful. It seems small, but if you're a breastfeeding mama, this one is for you. This is to breastfeed your infant or toddler when the airplane takes off and when it lands. So little ones have a eustachian tube, an ear tube that is more horizontal than tilted. As we get older and our facial bones change, it tilts a little bit, and that prevents the air cabin pressure from causing pain in our eustachian tubes. But little ones have a more horizontal tube, which predisposes them to ear infections. Now, side note, Sky in his 2.5 years has never had an ear infection, and I attribute that to his diet that is breast milk and also free of dairy products, dairy animal products, which doesn't cause him, therefore, mucus. So he's been ear infection free, but a horizontal eustachian tube usually predisposes kids to ear infections, and it definitely predisposes them to pain in their ear canal when the airplane takes off and when it lands. So a tip is to breastfeed them when they are taking mama's milk in. That really helps to keep their the pressures in their ears stabilized and equalized to prevent pain. This one can be a game changer. Sky really, he now knows he'll just go for the breast when it's time for airplane landing or takeoff, and he has no pain. And I'll hear kids around us starting to cry during this time, and I'm almost positive this has to do with the pain in the ears. So that's one for you breastfeeding parents out there. And if your child no longer breastfeeds, they can drink something or just practice swallowing during the takeoff and landing. My number 4 tip is to honor time and rituals. And what I mean by that is, especially if you're crossing time zones. So we went from the Canary Islands, which is basically off the coast of Africa, all the way to Mexico. Then we went to California. Then we crossed again across the United States, across the Atlantic Sea to Portugal, and then dropped down. So we did a lot of long airplane travel, crossing lots of time zones. And the way we did this easefully, Sky had an easeful plane travel with minimal crying, and slept through a lot of this plane travel, the plane rides that were overnight. The way we did that is we honored time, meaning we thought about where we were going, our destination, what the time zone was there, and tried to adjust what we were doing accordingly. I have a whole video on this. I think it's called How to Avoid Jet Lag. I talk about also my fasting during then. So I'll try to link that at the end of this video or in the description box below. Take a look at that video in terms of helping you cross time zones with your little one easily. So honoring the time zone of the place you're going to is really helpful for making sure you're doing activities that are aligned with that will set you up for an easeful transition when you get to your point of destination. Honoring rituals is all about keeping things grounded and keeping things familiar to your little one. That can be very comforting. So we made sure that we were doing the sleep rituals that we always do at home when we were on the plane. When it was time to go to sleep on the plane, we sang to Sky as we always do. We did the massage we always do. What else is part of our sleep ritual? A massage, singing, brushing our teeth. We did all of those things to keep it grounded in his rituals. My number 5 tip is to include your child in your healthy habits. And this is especially helpful, I think, during travel. So what you usually are doing, this is why I said you don't have to have a child for this video. I highly recommend that you continue healthy habits when you're on the road, and definitely do that when you have a child and include your child in that. So yoga is a non-negotiable for me. Dance is a non-negotiable for me. Dance is part of my work, but it's also part of my self-care practice. So every day I'm dancing. I have a dance practice. Every day I do yoga. And a lot of times I would include Sky in my yoga practice when we were on the road. We would do yoga together in the airports when we had to wake up extra early and I couldn't do yoga in the hotel or in our Airbnb. I would roll out my mat and I would do yoga as we waited for our plane to come and pick us up. And Sky oftentimes would join me. He loved to do cartwheels and play and dance, and so he would join me for these activities. Jade also is my my sweetheart, is extremely active. And so we would play together, all three of us, in the park, in the parks of wherever we were, parks in Portugal, parks in Spain, parks in California, and we spent a lot of time in Mexico, so we were in the playground every single day, sometimes twice a day. So involving your child in these healthy activities in nature, grounding in nature, moving in nature, really help with acclimating to different places, staying healthy while on the road and in travel. And my sixth and final tip is to plan for, pack for, set an intention for fun and exploration, right? So remembering your why for why you're traveling in the first place. We love to travel because we love travel. We love how it opens up our hearts and our minds and our experience. And we love to show that and share that with our child. We love traveling because our loved ones are all over the globe. And it's vital for us that Sky has a village that includes his family all over the world, includes our loved ones all over the world. There's I remember an advertisement, I don't remember what it was for. I think it was from a credit card that was about like, this costs this and this costs this, but this experience is timeless, or is there's no price on that, is priceless. And that's how I feel about travel in terms of what it gives to our family, how it gifts our family, including Sky. And it does come with a cost. There's a cost in terms of traveling, but seeing Sky with his cousins, seeing Sky in the arms of his aka, his grandma, or his Bobby, when we travel to them, priceless. And so remembering your why for traveling and planning for that and visualizing that and packing for that, really, I think, sets a tone for just fun and play and love. And that's really what it's all about. About a week ago, before putting out this video, I shared about the fact this was coming on my Instagram. And a lot of people sent me messages around traveling in the time of COVID. And I just want to say that I have a healing dance, a healing poem dance called I'm Unity. You can find it on my webpage, drtumijohnson.com. And this healing poem dance is all about strengthening your immune system, especially when you're traveling. So check out that poem dance. I created it just for the exact purpose of empowering people around their immune health and knowing strategies for improving and strengthening their immune system. It includes a healing dance for me, as well as holistic health strategies from my expertise as a physician. I will leave a link to I'm Unity in the description box below. So I would love to hear from you what your minimalist strategies are for packing and traveling with a little one healthily. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone you think might benefit or enjoy it. And I'm sending you so much love wherever you are, traveling or not, child or not, wherever you are in the globe. And I look forward to sharing more with you in my next video. Take care and much love.